autograph signing before?
I've never done an autograph signing. This is incredible because I've known Alan for almost all 25 years that he's been here. And he's the best, the staff's the best. And they came up with the idea to do these cards, okay? And look how good this card came out. Look at that. I mean, you can't fix my look. I have a face for radio. But the back of the card just looks like a classic baseball card. And they did a great job. So no, I've never done a card signing. It's my first card signing in all the years that I've been doing this. This is exciting. This is great. This is awesome.
I know you had a hell of a run in Little League, but did you ever think you'd get on a card?
Never even had, like they make the pictures for kids when you play Little League and so forth. They were just regular picture cards. You're standing there trying to field a ball and everything like that. So I never had an actual card done for me of all those great years of playing Little League and high school baseball.
Tell me about that run you had for the big league customers. At Little League, didn't you put up some incredible stats? Didn't you have a...
I did. A long hit streak when I was playing Little League baseball. Grew up in a baseball family. My dad played minor league baseball for the Senators, everything, and then my brother was, really good. My brother was 6 years older than me, and I had no choice but to be a baseball player and stuff. My dad would never want to coach my brother and I. He actually coached against my brother. Imagine that. But then my dad did manage my team a couple years and everything, and yeah, it was really good. Then my brother, who was so stats obsessed, started keeping stats. And maybe that was a bad thing because, what are you hitting? I'm hitting 670. Whenever your batting average under 500, it would be like a panic in my house and stuff like that. But yes, I did have a great Little League memory. My first home run, which details on the card right here, one of our great card stories, was a solid ground ball past the third baseman in my second Little League game that just rolled 300 feet and became a home run. I'd never in all my years of playing Little League, youth baseball, high school, never hit a ball out of the park. But back in high school, I used to play a lot of fields that didn't have fences and stuff, but I never have hit an official home run out of the park. A few inside the park homers in high school, and a lot of ground balls that just ran forever when you played Little League baseball. So we're signing these cards, and they could be collector's items.
They will be.
They will be. There's a unique way to get these. And if you come by Big League and you come across these cards, I mean, they may not be as famous as a Chris Bryant card, but who knows, someday.
I've listened to you on your show, and I know you got some strong feelings about the Orlando Magic, their management. What's going on with them? Are we ever going to see a playoff team?
I have no idea. Look, it's been a really frustrating stretch for the Magic, as I've said about Rob Hennigan. I think Rob gets some unfair criticism on a lot of stuff. I think he's done a good job of finding underused players out there, but you need stars. The NBA is about stars, and the Magic have not had a star player since Dwight Howard left. And who's the last Magic card that sold really well? Dwight in his early years in Orlando, and yet I remember the days of the early Shaq cards here. What didn't Shaq have an LSU card or something like that? And
crazy lined up to that.
Yeah, I remember those cards back then. But yeah, this could be a really good class. I mean, you look at some of these players that are coming out now, from Lonzo Ball and the guys from Kentucky, and DeAndre Fox and Malik Monk, Markelle Fultz, the kid from Washington, who's playing in a losing team and stuff. But those are hard to gauge. I mean, Ben Simmons we thought was the next sure thing, and then he didn't play a single game. What's a Ben Simmons card worth now?
Surprisingly, they still sell for a tremendous amount of money. He has cards selling for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. How about Joel Embiid? What's his card market now?
He's got very few cards out of the big money. It's really about Simmons.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Curry. Everybody wants LeBron. What do you think is the Golden State a foregone conclusion this year?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously when Durant comes back, they'll be a favorite. But, you can never write LeBron off. How about an Isaiah Thomas card? Does that have any market now?
Yeah, in the last 30 days, they've more than doubled. Yeah, those cards have just heated up. Well, that's from the 12-13 rookie class, which is a double rookie class, 2 years of rookies. What did you think about Kyrie? Did you hear Kyrie's theory on the
world being flat?
Yeah.
Listen, I travel a lot, okay? I never see the curve of the planet when I fly. I got to be honest. I've never seen the curve of the planet when I fly and stuff. The funny thing is people still don't know, is he serious or is he not serious and stuff. But his card's got incredible value too, doesn't it?
They do, and I think he becomes more interesting and his card values become more valuable based upon the world is.
How about Anthony Davis cards?
Oh, yeah. Once again, and both those guys are from the 12-13 rookie class, as well as Isaiah Thomas. And Anthony Davis is the strongest guy in that class. But
how about Towns and Wiggins and those guys?
They're hot too, but it's all about the 12-13 rookie class, I think, for now. That's really been the one. And you still got your cards stashed away?
I have cards stashed away. Alan knows the great history of cards in my family. My brother was the master baseball card collector, and My brother passed away almost 4 years ago, but in his house in South Florida, there is more than 1 million cards that sits in his home down there. And he spent, oh gosh, probably 15 years or so really working on completing sets and everything. There's some wax in there somewhere. My nephew inherited all that, and who knows what it could be worth. But I did collect, nowhere near what he did. And my parents have, there's boxes down there. I just never gone through the extent that he did. My brother was a big collector of everything tops in the 60s and really worked on a bunch of those sets. He's got somewhere in there, there's about 10 or 12 of those Tom Seaver rookie cards, which is still worth a pretty good price.
That wax is crazy money. It was crazy money when you first told me about it, and that's appreciated more than anything.
Yeah, and like I said, he really worked on a bunch of stuff for the 60s, but he did it, as you've taught me, and if people looking for those vintage cards, obviously here at Big League and stuff, but he didn't mind the journey to go find, you need 6 more cards, you connect with the guy in Arizona, he has a card here, and it may be for a player that barely was a good player, but he just wants to complete a set. I recommend that I don't sign over my face, but sometimes it can help,
What do you think about Orlando City?
I think Orlando City's an amazing story of my almost 30 years here. It's one of the best sports marketing stories. Incredible fan support. Obviously MLS has caught on in this town, and obviously we got so many kids that play the game. The popularity of soccer cards. So obviously the video game goes a long way. I mean, that video game's amazing, and I think that video game alone has spawned a whole new generation of kids that not just play the game, but then actually understand who the best players are. And sometimes they can name the world's best players far more than their parents and even their coaches to a degree. But Orlando City, great story. The new stadium's gorgeous. Now, have MLS cards hit, or still really it's more the FIFA cards?
They're okay.
Yeah.
They're okay. No, the biggest success with cards has been World Cup.
Yeah.
When World Cup hits, all of a sudden cards get really hot, and that tide lifts all of them. So all the soccer cards will sell for a year or so. And, you always hear there's so many kids playing soccer, but yet it somehow doesn't seem to translate.
Well, that's part of, there's a growing divide in the sport that take the best kids at a young age and send them off to academies and then, hope that they can play at a higher level. And there's not that natural transition that you have, I think, in the other sports. And I think U.S. soccer is battling that. There are a ton of kids that play. There are also a ton of kids that play and then at some point either play other sports or say, do I want to go play soccer in college, or it was fun while I played. But the participation numbers do show. Football's not as far down as people thought with all the concussion stuff, but no sports had a rise in participation than soccer, and more kids start playing sports at a younger age. They pick soccer over baseball, basketball, and football.
I don't even know, Mark. When did you get into radio? How old? Was that your first job even?
I started in radio when I was 15 years old. My high school had a radio station that played top 40 music and broadcast throughout the day. I then interned at one of the radio stations in Miami, just kind of running around the newsroom, doing whatever I can.
Which station?
I was with Wynn's News in Miami.
Okay, yeah.
I would show up on weekends in the morning and just pull wire copy and hand it off to people and stuff like that. But then I was a personality disc jockey on our high school station. And then when I was playing baseball and thought it was going to be the shortstop for the Yankees, got hurt my senior year. After having a really good junior season, got hurt my senior year, and all of a sudden everybody stopped recruiting me. This is a pre-internet world, so nobody was posting videos of me online and everything, but had a good junior year and had some pretty good offers to play college baseball. I mean, today kids commit when they're in like 9th grade, but nobody committed back then to your senior year. But then it got hurt my senior year, and scouts and colleges kind of backed off a bit. Then I went to the University of Florida and actually was a DJ there my first summer semester at Florida before I then started getting involved in the sports broadcasts of radio and TV, and did radio morning updates. I would get up the great legendary Otis Boggs, the Gator announcer who was there before David Steele, then before Mick Hubert. And he did a morning show, and I was doing sports updates there. I was covering Gator football. Then I was smart. Everyone wanted to cover Gator football, and they said, we need somebody to cover gymnastics and tennis. And when you're a freshman in college, you think, well, good-looking women, why not do that? So I covered that and stuff. Did plenty of Gator football, and then got a chance to broadcast baseball games, and was fortunate to call a couple seasons of Gator baseball. '88 was the first year Florida sent the team to the College World Series. So that was fun. I worked on radio.
You called that?
They let the network people call the College World Series. I called a good chunk of games during the year, but I went out because I was also the sports director for the TV station, WFT Channel 5 in Gainesville. So I went out there to cover the College World Series. But go back, when I was calling and covering baseball at Florida, there was a couple of interesting names. Remember Ben McDonald, the hard-throwing right-hander who the Orioles drafted, and right out of college saw Ben dominate when he was there, and then also saw this left fielder who was pretty good. I mean, he was okay, and I was there the weekend, and he had some fun with the fans in the outfield, and by the time they started the weekend and were making fun of him and could he spell words, they were cheering for him at the end of the weekend. That was Bo Jackson, who played football and baseball. But saw Bo come in to Gainesville, and by the time the weekend was over, people were like, I think he might be pretty good. So it was great to watch him.
So you literally have had no other job than radio, huh?
Well, a couple fast food jobs that didn't really last that long. At Arby's, great roast beef. And I made biscuits at Bojangles for 4 weeks. But that was it. Other than that, I've been fortunate to work in radio and television. Came here in May of '89. I graduated from Florida in December of '88. Came here in May of '89 and have been here since.
When did you become the voice of the Knights?
I started doing UCF in 1995, and my first game that I did at UCF was Dante Culpepper's first game. This is it.
Hello.
So if you find this card, this is the one that could be worth at least 9 cents, maybe more. Possibly, I don't know. So be careful.
I know I'm a buyer at least $40. I'm on record.
There's that one. And they've been kind to give me a few of these cards to hand out and stuff. But can you come by Big League Cards and find a card? You can just stop by and say, give me a Marc Daniels card, or many other ways you can get the cards. So be sure to visit Big League Cards right here. 92436 in Castleberry, online at bigleaguecards.com, and find the card. You might be able to pick it up. Just walk in and say, give me a card. It could be one of the prize packs, so stop on by. My first ever card signing moment, and thanks to everybody at Big League Cards. I think the card looks fantastic, and come on by and get yours. This is the special one. It's got the silver in it.
101.
The only one of its kind.